In today's episode, I'll be talking with one of my cousins. I didn't know she was my cousin, but we'll be with one of my cousins. She'll talk about how she went from graduating high school and going into the workforce to becoming a single mother of two daughters. Everybody, welcome Yvie Garza. I think your audio's connected. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I can hear you. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just turn it up on my end. I think we should be good. But how have you been?
uh, Pretty good ish.
Ish. Why the ish?
Ish.
Explain the ish.
Um, her fingers are stuck. My kids they're great.
Your your kids are being
Just
kids.
got officially divorced like this week.
Oh, if it's been
So
that long,
that's
I feel like it's been
well,
forever.
yeah, so we split up in March, but because I was pregnant, nothing could be like official or finalized. So it just got finalized.
It took almost what, 10 months? Or was that
Yeah.
l-
Well, I had her in October because I couldn't do anything while I was pregnant because there are also like the child everything, like visitation rights and all that crap.
all the fun stuff that they make you do?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm sorry to
It's not
hear
Miss
that.
Rachel. Well, that's okay. I got two kids out of it.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, would you care to? Nah, I won't say go into detail, but if you wanted to, kind of just what happened. And I mean, honestly, you don't have to go into if you want.
No, yeah. So it was really toxic and everything happened super fast. Like I was only with him for 3 months when I got pregnant with my first.
I'll
And
say it looked like you guys
then,
were pretty fine though on your Facebook posts.
oh yeah, it looks great. No, I actually wasn't allowed to leave the house. I couldn't talk to anybody. I had to take off all the guy friends I had on Facebook. I had to delete Snapchat for a couple months. Like it was really bad, like really toxic.
All your guy
It
friends they
was
made you?
it was all of them. Yep.
Oh
I only
Jesus!
got to keep you because you were my cousin.
And you were able to use that
Yeah.
excuse? And
Yep.
hey, there you go.
Yeah. Like
Damn.
it was terrible.
Uh,
Like I couldn't leave the house or I'd get texts like, "Where are you? Who the F are you with? I know you're lying." Like it was ridiculous.
and damn, in that small of a town. Damn.
Yep.
Well, welcome to Western Nebraska, right? But
Yeah. No, and then he himself was like psychotic and would go like crazy. Like he broke an Xbox controller. And like I don't even know what the fight was, and he got so mad that he threw it on the floor and it shattered.
there at your house, or were you living with him at the time?
Yeah. Well, so we lived here with my parents because I needed help with my first because he did
Mm-hmm.
absolutely nothing.
Mm,
Like I did everything. I was a single mom but married. Like it was ridiculous. So I we lived here and it wasn't even his Xbox, it was EJ's and he broke EJ's
what?
controller.
EJ, not
Yeah.
Edge.
Like mine.
Poor Edge.
Oh, I
Uh,
know.
was EJ a little bit pissed or?
He didn't find out till like months later.
Oh, what?
So everything
Months?
said and done, I was like, well, he said it was his, and he's like, you guys don't even have an Xbox One. That was mine. I was like, sorry. Now he
Jesus.
has a PS5, so he's good.
Oh, he went from an Xbox to a PS5.
Yeah, because him and Q plays whatever game. So he got it for Christmas.
Dang, he's still playing with Quentin. Dang. There's
And Carlos.
Carlitos. Did you see that Carlos got his CDL license? I believe a couple days ago.
Yep, we were actually just talking about that. Yeah, EJ and
Really? I
I
was
were
like,
like,
holy shit.
well, come on, EJ.
I was like, holy, I saw that. I was like, holy shit. He got a CDL license. And what about EJ? I mean, wasn't he supposed to be? I know last time we talked, which was probably maybe 2 years ago. I know he said he was gonna do 2 years at WNCC and then finish the rest at UNL. But like I said, that was a bit ago.
He wanted to go to UNL so bad, but then he stayed, and I think it was because of Q and Carlos. Like he cannot go anywhere without people he knows. So now he's going to go to Shabra next year.
He's going to Shadron.
Yeah, so he switched from like being a vet to business, I think is what he switched to.
I mean, hey, what about business? Like what? Just business administrations or just like a specific one?
I
Oh, he
think
just said
that one.
business. Just said business.
I think so. Everyone Carlos is doing, now he's following him.
But I thought Carlos was just
Because
getting
he went,
his CDL license.
well, he's still at WCC. Like they go to classes and stuff.
Mm. He's probably not done yet. It probably won't be till like May.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Probably when they consider him, even though yes, he probably passed the test, but they probably don't consider him like done till May. Till probably when they do
Yeah.
his whole graduation thing, and then it's probably
Yeah,
officially
EJ
done.
said he's not going to walk at WNCC.
Why would he not walk? It's
But he,
WNCC.
that's what I said. He's like, no, I'm fine. I don't want to. Like, what?
I mean, luckily in college you can choose if you want to walk or not. They'll just
Yeah.
mail it to you. Um, but shit, I mean that's dang. I haven't seen him. Last time I saw him, dude was getting taller than me. I was like, holy
He's
shit,
huge.
dude. Same with my cousin
He's a giant
Carlos.
now.
Same with Carlos. I saw him last time. I'm like, God damn, Carlos, like you're starting to get tall too. Either I
Yeah,
was
it's
just short as
ridiculous. They're
fuck,
not
but
babies.
or something. But damn,
He makes me feel so short. Like he walks in and I was like, sorry.
is his voice deeper?
I haven't noticed it. I live with him.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess you've
So I
lived with him for a
don't
bit, so I don't know. But
know.
how's
Yeah, no, it's crazy
Con?
that Carlos,
I was on. Continue speaking.
huh?
My bad. My bad. Continue speaking. I didn't mean to.
That Carlos had his CDL because my dad just got into a accident with his truck like two
Ooh,
weeks ago.
ooh. How was
That he was
that?
turning into a food lot and these kids stole a pickup and it was super icy and passed him on the shoulder. So it wasn't even the road. And as he was turning, they hit him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and they like rolled and everything. And it was like three teenagers and they took off running. And then the cops found him and everything. And it was like 15 and 16-year-olds and they were all high.
What the fuck? 15 and
Yeah.
16
And
year
I was like,
olds?
yeah. It was three of them, a guy and two girls.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
What? Like, what happened? Like, are they getting charged or anything? Or
I have no idea. I have not heard anything else about it other than they obviously got arrested. But I
God
haven't
dang.
seen anything. They haven't told us anything.
Well,
Like it's
I know here at Walmart, there's a 16-year-old. Her name's Lucia. She comes to work sometimes drunk. She has been
oh my
caught snorting coke in the bathroom. Cause a kid that works with me, his name's Liam. He goes to the same school. I think they're also in the same grade, and he has told me, oh yeah, she has her own little group that they smoke pot, they drink, they do all the fun stuff during like in school too. Like I'm like, what the fuck? You're
they're
16.
like babies.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was happy when I was 16. I was happy I got my license, and I felt like a bad bitch
Right.
when I had my license. And now you got them fucking snorting coke. Like what the hell?
Yeah, it's they're ridiculous.
Yeah. But how's it been? Kind of last time that I ever saw you was in the school. Are you still there at the school?
No, so after, I guess before, so the year I got pregnant with my first, I ended up quitting. So now I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I work for my dad, if that makes sense. So I do like his billings and stuff. Like at the end of
Also,
the week,
so you're kind of
yeah,
like
I'll
his
send in.
assistant in a way.
Yeah, but I get to stay at home.
Yeah. So he has his own like company, and he just
Yeah,
oh no, okay, that's I mean yeah, I mean
he
yes,
does for himself.
I mean hey, that's good. I mean that's good.
Yeah,
Because I know you were
yeah, that's
telling me how
pretty
you
cool.
went from home at the time you were with Home Depot. Oh, no, I think you said you were doing both at the time, right?
Yep,
Or and then
yep. I had to quit that because there was guys that worked there, Marco. So I was gonna cheat on him. I had to leave.
really? Oh,
Hmm.
because you know your 60-year-old manager, you got to watch out for him, you know.
Oh, yep. It was the worst of them all.
Oh, you know them 60-year-olds, you know, give them
Yep.
Viagra and they're on their way. But what did you ever decide to I don't know. Did you decide to go to college or did you just or was it at the time when you were
I
pregnant
did,
is when it
and I
kind of
stopped. No, that was in 2019. I stopped in like October because I felt like on the B movie, when he's like, you have one job and that's what you do for the rest of your life.
hmm.
And I got like super overwhelmed and I was like, just kidding. And I just like stopped going.
And you were going to
But I do
what's
plan
it
on
for
going
education?
nursing.
Oh, nursing. Of course,
Hmm.
every person in the panhandle has got to every chick in the panhandle got to do nursing. Um,
Yeah,
but don't
classes are
worry,
big.
don't worry. I stopped going to college too. My first semester at UNL, I was going in for computer science, and I realized this is pretty hard. It's not. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't the coding aspect. It's just how fast they move. Because, and you know what was dumb? Because you know how in military they're like, hey, minimum you need is just 2 years of Spanish because that's all we can offer,
Yeah,
and all
if
the
you,
fun stuff.
yeah.
And how we only did the highest math we could take was pre-calc. Um,
Hmm.
they're like required class, minimum required math class was Calc 1. So I had to take Calc 1. I had to have 4 years of a foreign language class. I only had two, so I had to take two Spanish classes. Well, not two. I had to do one for one semester, the other for the other semester.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is kind of dumb. I got told I only need this. I'm like, well, this is kind of dumb. And so I had to do, oh, hello. So I had to do math plus a Spanish. Plus, I forgot what else I needed that was required that, again, military didn't offer. And so they were going super fast too. But I mean, like 1 week was okay, just normal coding, learning how to code and whatnot. And then it was okay, finding coordinates, and then the next week was how to change the color of a picture using code. I'm like, where did we learn all
Oh,
of this? Like, I've been watching the videos, I've been coming to school, the classes, I mean. I even live in campus to make it easier. Like, I where did all this come from? And I even looked at the files that he gave us. I didn't see anything. And I'm like, where did all this come from?
goodness. And they just
And
expected you to do it?
yeah, because it was funny because when our first day there, he said, people who, if you guys already have a knowledge of the coding experience we're gonna do, I do recommend to do my advanced ones because this is for beginners. I want the beginners to feel welcomed. I want them to feel comfortable here because a lot of them probably have never even done coding ever in their life, so go slow. But yeah, he kind of let's just say he kind of was better with the people who already knew how to code rather than the beginners.
Mhm.
So it kind of made us feel useless in a way, like kind of like why are we here then?
You didn't want
If
to
yeah, it's like you're spending more time with the people who know how to code
teach.
rather than people who haven't.
Go get her.
So yeah, it was just super hard, and it was also the first time that technically I was living without my parents. Like I was by myself, so
Mhm.
I would spend a lot of times, sleeping in a lot, kind of just not doing anything, driving around at night, like late nights, not really caring about homework and all the fun stuff. And so I just said, nah, I was just doing
I was
horrible.
so bad at homework because I remember crying to Gifford and being able to get out of homework that I never really learned how to do homework.
Yeah, because in college is different. It's
I was
much different.
terrible at it.
Yeah, like I was like,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
no.
so bad.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no. So I decided, I wanted because I've always been wanting to do something with business, even before because I've told my mom before that how I want to be rich. I'm gonna be the richest person in our family, all the fun stuff. But I always wanted to do something with the business, but I never really knew what to start with. And so I was like, I'll do computer science, learn how to code, and do something with that. And didn't really know what I truly wanted to do. And so I
Mm-hmm.
I I switched my major to business administration pretty late. I mean, luckily my advisor was able to do it, but it was still kind of super late where it would have just been easier for me to finish the rest of the semester and then the new one do start with business
Oh, yeah.
administration. But because I was already late, a lot of the classes that I needed, I couldn't get into. And I mean, one of them I still was able to get into, and it was a meteorology class. How does one taking business administration have to do a meteorology class? It makes zero sense. And
Yeah.
it was honestly fun. It was kind of one of those like, oh, that's cool. Like I never knew of that. Like it wasn't bad. But I was like, what is this? I'm
Yeah.
not learning
Like,
anything. And so, that was going on. And then, you know, this whole virus started coming upon us. So, like, you're
mm-hmm.
gone for 2 weeks. And I said, all right, that's perfect fine by me. And then we got an email saying, while being gone for 2 weeks, if, as students, since I was living in the dorms at the time, if you decide to leave, like completely, like leave, sign the document saying you're leaving for the semester, and we'll refund you whatever percentage of the rest of the month. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it was either January or February. So they just did the math and I believe refunded me about 40% of housing, which is at the time I
Oh,
think it was like
wow.
$700, which which I mean kind of wasn't a lot, but they refunded
It was
that.
something.
Yeah, it was something. They refunded me that, and then they said, okay, this is just do this, whatever, yada yada yada. So I said, cool, packing my bags. Depending on how long it's gonna be, I don't want my stuff to be here, so I'll take everything. Left home, then I got an email. Went from a month to 3 months till look, well, there's a thing called COVID now that is going around that now is what the whole thing that happened, and so they just switched to online classes, and I don't do well when it comes to online classes, so I
That's what
said
I'm going
no.
back to do wrong. So that's what I'm
So
like really nervous.
yeah, so I just stopped completely. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm done with
Yeah.
college. Like I'm not. And it was like for like a good 2 years they were still doing like online classes, and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I applaud the people that did it, but I'm like, no, I couldn't do that. So I kind of just worked at Walmart until, obviously, I found my girlfriend. We dated, and we moved here to Lincoln because where she goes to college is here at Southeast,
Oh,
and
nice.
for human services, and I kind of just tagged along because I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to live there for the rest of my life. Like live in the
Yeah.
Panhandle, so I'm like, I'll move, explore, and so I said, all right, cool, I'll do that. And video popped up about real estate, and I said, you know what, I'll try to I'll try to become a realtor. So I've already done the classes. I just have to pass this
Nice.
test. I failed 3 times already because it's kind of hard, and so I just gotta keep studying. Pass because once I pass, I've already talked to a bunch of other brokerages. Once I pass, I do the steps and be a realtor here, and so
That'd
and plus
be really cool.
podcasting
Yeah.
because kind of just aside, just kind of just do it for whatever. But yeah, it's kind of how it's gone over here. I mean, that's really how it's been with me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't do a lot.
hey, I've tried to follow what people back home have been doing. I mean, I know like Alexandra and Arceli are still in the nursing program, right?
Yep, I think so.
I know Jackie, she's doing. I know she's in rad tech, and I think she's already passed the beginning, I think, or and I forgot what she's doing, but I know I think she's already like kind of done with like the first step, and I think she's moved on to the second step, I think. I don't know.
Cool.
But
Yeah, and I haven't talked to
Daniel,
like anybody from home.
Daniel, he's with his baby mama slash wife. So he's
What?
yeah, he's with God knows what he's doing. I mean, I just know on Facebook he posts a lot of weed memes, so he's a
Oh,
pothead, I guess. Um I've but from all of them, I've heard the ones who have had it the worst have been you know, Ethan and Ivan. Um
I haven't talked to Ivan since 2020.
well, I mean, I've heard a bunch of things with him because I know I had one with Emily like last year, and she said that for a good period of time, Ivan was homeless, and then I guess I don't know if she just said he was just smoking weed or he was also doing something else or maybe just weed and drinking. I don't know I don't remember the whole story,
I
but I
haven't heard
know
anybody.
yeah, but I know she said for a certain period of time he was homeless, and then when I talked to Cesar, he said that Ivan moved to Montana with Chris,
Oh, jeez.
and but it wasn't like a planned. Like he just wanted to get out, and once Chris said, "Hey, I'm going to college in Montana," he kind of just said, "Cool, I'm coming with," and packed his bags, left, and
Jeez.
still don't know what he's doing. I mean, I tried getting him on the podcast to try to just talk with him, and he said sure, and he has left me on delivered for 2 days now. So I
Oh,
don't know what's up
wow.
with him. Um, I tried getting a lot of people that I knew, and a lot of them have left me on delivered or read or completely just
I know
denied.
you're like, oh, really? And I'm like, well, yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, I've had other people on there. I mean, I've had um a psychic. I've had someone from a CPS field in New York City, a business coach, a meditation teacher, like another type of like business mindset coach as well. Like I've had some people on there, which
Yeah.
you can go back and listen. um, but but yeah, it's I was like, damn, like you guys know me, and you guys aren't wanting to talk. I'm like, damn, it kind of shows how you all
Mm.
are. I tr- I I was thinking of getting Ephraim, but I don't know if I should do that one. That
Well,
was
that would be
I don't know how
interesting.
controversial. I don't know how controversial that one would be because
Uh,
with with mine, I'm like uncensored. Like I don't like we cuss, cool. Like I don't care what we talk about. Like I and it's I like it raw. Like there's no pre-planned questions,
Mhm.
none of that. I just like doing everything like a conversation. I'm talking with someone. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't want them to feel like they're being. I mean, yeah, obviously, obviously you're being recorded, but like an interview. I don't want them to just think it's that. It's like no, we're talking, we're catching up with each other and shit like that. So I don't know how if I should do it with Ephraim.
Uh,
Um,
I don't know.
I don't know either. So
I
that's
mean, let's give everybody a chance to hear his side because I haven't heard nothing from him. But I don't know
I
if I
I,
care either.
I would want to bring it up, but I also don't want to because I don't want him to relive the past.
Yeah.
And because I mean, I'm not saying like he's a bad person. Like I mean, we already knew how him and Ivan were, but I mean,
Oh yeah.
we already knew how they were, but for what he did, I don't know if he really wants to, you know, live back in that
Yeah.
past and kind of say,
Besides
yeah,
it.
so kind of like I moved on from that. I don't want to really talk about it. Like I don't. It's like acceptable. I don't want to force anything out of you, but even then, it'll still be a little bit controversial. So uh, I don't know. It'd be a
Yeah.
good. I feel like it'd be a good one, but I don't know yet. um,
I'm
but
sorry, my kid's doing something super weird.
no, you're good. They're kids. You're fine.
Well, she's in a baby bouncer and she's past the limit. And she's just, I don't need her to break it.
Oh,
Because she's
she'll
like
be
trying to
fine.
fall asleep. Like she has like pillows.
Oh, she'll be fine. But what struggles have you had? Being a single mother and all. Like, what struggles have you had? I know, I know
Oh
there's probably
gosh.
a lot, but like,
Yeah, do not recommend. Just baby daddies in general suck.
I mean,
Like,
I know baby daddies
he
suck.
didn't do a he didn't do a single thing while we were together. And then we broke up. Oh, that's my kid. I'm gonna help. I do this, I do that. I'm like, you don't do crap. First off. And I don't know, like my daughter would come back and have nightmares. Like he'd only have her from like 8 to 3:30, and she would come home that night and would just scream in her sleep. Like it was terrible. And then my littlest one, she is so sensitive. She's allergic to laundry detergent. Like we have to use free and
Ooh,
clear. So like no dyes, no fragrances, nothing. So if she touches your shirt, she breaks out. Like her face will get
ooh,
all red. And I've told him, I go, hey, I go here, use this blanket of hers and block yourself from her so that when you hold her, she doesn't get red. And then he leaves and she's all red. Okay. Yep, you're okay. And
ooh.
yeah, it's been terrible. And then child support. I feel like, have you seen that Medea movie? She's all, where's my money, Byron? That's how I feel.
Oh, he hasn't paid child support at all?
Well, yeah, but it's not consistent. And he's still like behind and stuff. And then I can't do anything about it because the state's like, oh, well, where does he work? We'll garnish his paychecks. And then he goes and gets a new job. So it does nothing.
Mm,
So I'm like, well, you tried.
yeah, because once he
But I'm
moves a
like,
job, they can't really do anything about that. Because they can't just switch from,
because
they
you
can't just
have to wait a
garnish
whole
job
nother
after
month.
job.
You can, but you have to wait a whole nother month.
Yeah.
So by that point,
Like,
like he's got a system down.
but damn,
And these kids are expensive.
yeah. Why do you think, because I talked to my girlfriend because my mom's like, hey, because at the time my brother and I were in a relationship. Unfortunately, he's not, but at the time when we were, she was like, hey, about kids and marriage and all the fun stuff. And I told my mom like, she's my because my girlfriend's not really much of a child person, and I don't mind having a child. One is good enough, but I also told her I'm like, when we're ready, like financially,
Yeah.
because kids get
Yeah.
expensive. Because I told her I'm like, because I don't want to be those people where we're in our low 20s and we have a kid, and one has to be out of a job, and then the other has to be working two jobs, and it and yeah, and it just go bad, and so we're like, nah, we'll wait until we're good. And even then, even if once we are good, even then we're like, well, at the are we still even ready?
Yeah.
Because
I recommend traveling like as much as you can because I miss that.
yeah,
Like
because
just
with the
getting
kid.
up and I can't do it. As you can hear, I can't do anything.
So even if you
Why?
want to go to Cheyenne, like you have to.
Well, I have to get her diapers. I have to get her snacks. I have to make sure she has enough liquids. And then in the car, she doesn't like to be restrained. Like she hates being tied down. So then that's a whole fight just to get there. And then once you're there at the store, she doesn't sit in the carts. She wants to be held or she wants to walk around. And when she walks around, she grabs everything off the shelves. Like it's not just go.
I'm assuming sometimes you probably just tell your mom, "I'm gonna go to the store. Just keep them here."
My only out is worship, like at church, because that I really can't take kids. Like that's the only way I can get like away.
So explain that. I know you've been
Because
with the
even then,
church a lot now. Well, I know you've been with the
yeah. Oh,
church
I
a
love
lot, but now I see you kind of talk
it.
about it more.
Yeah, so I'm still on the worship team. I do the piano still. And then sometimes I'll have a microphone or sometimes I'll be just on a microphone. And I was supposed to be there today, but the roads are the greatest.
Did it really snow that
And I'd
bad out
rather
there?
not. I think so. How much did you think we got?
About 3 inches.
Like 3 inches. And it's not terrible, but now I have kids to come home to. So it's not like, like what do I have to lose? Well, I have a lot to lose now.
We got an eighth of an inch. That's all we got.
No.
That's all we got. We don't get a lot here. And when we do, we do.
we, we've had like 3 snowstorms.
We had
Like really
one,
like
and it wasn't even considered a snowstorm, but we were hitting in the negative 40s and 60s here. Like it was bad.
yeah. I got a dog. His name is Rocky. Him's the sweetest. And now they're outside because my kids and we have carpet now and they're aggressive. So I feel
Rocky
so
Balboa.
bad. That's exactly what he's after. Yeah.
Hey.
But he is the derpiest thing like I've ever met. Like he's not even a normal. I don't even know what he is. He's Rocky. And I feel so bad. They have like heat lamps and like beds, and they're in our old chicken coop. And I still feel bad.
I mean, hey, it's Rocky Balboa. He'll get out of anything.
And poor Star's mad at him. I don't know if you remember how much of a princess Star was, but she's really mad at him because she's out there with him too.
Jealous dog too.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh man, dogs can get jealous.
Oh yeah, they get into fights all the time.
And they're dogs, what do you expect? But so you were with the whole piano and the microphone with the worship team, you just
Yep.
do you just sing
So
a
we meet
lot or
every yeah. Yep. I don't know. I was supposed to be on just a mic today and lead a song, but because I missed today, I don't know the next time she's gonna let me do that. And I even got a text that I was the only one that missed. That everybody. I'm like, all right,
it was one of those like, hey, everyone else made it, so why couldn't you?
literally. So I texted her last night, and I go, "Hey, are we still gonna have church? Like, there's a lot of people saying like no because of the storm." And she goes, "I don't know. They're talking about it right now." And I go, "Okay, well, let me know when you know because I don't like to wake up early because I have to be there at 9 a.m. And I also have to get my oldest one ready because she goes with me. and my dad. And they're like, nope, you still have church and everything. So at 7 o'clock, and I was like, well, I think I'm gonna stay home. Like the roads aren't the greatest, and I don't trust people, especially that my dad just got into an accident. She goes,
Mhm.
okay. And then at 9 o'clock, so far you're the only one not coming, just to let you know. I'm like, okay.
Damn, she
Am I
really,
supposed to say never mind?
damn, she really like kind of turned to a bitch and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, you're the only one not showing up."
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, sorry.
Dang.
My bad.
And but are you always going in like though? Like, are you like, is your attendance
Yeah.
good
So
there?
even after I had my second one, I was there the first Sunday because I had her on the 4th, on October 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So I was literally there like October 2nd, and then I was back again October 30th. So
Jesus.
I'm like, I didn't take much of a break. Yeah. Like I am
Jesus.
there.
Like being on a worship team, like are you like is there kind of like schedules you kind of have to follow, or is it just like you only events that?
So it's every Sunday. It's I have to be there every Tuesday night, and she'll send out like a list of songs like either Monday night or like Monday morning, like, hey, we're gonna do these songs. And then we go, and sometimes there's food, like dinner, so that's always really good. And then we go in the sanctuary, we practice, we like mess around because it is just practice. So it's like it's being in a band. And then on Sundays we meet at 8 a.m. Yeah, at 8 a.m. because there's Sunday school at 9. But today the pastor's in Israel, so there was no Sunday school. But that's our schedule every Tuesday, Sunday.
The pastor's in Israel?
Yeah, he took a trip that The Rock, I think, is the one that is like leading it, that church. There was like 45 people that went. So it's a tour of Israel. Sit down.
What the hell? A tour of it? This guy's lucky.
Yeah. So he's there. Oh, he left last week and he comes back on the 2nd. But they're like 9 hours ahead of us. So right now it's 9 o'clock at night. So, and he's an early bird. So he is passed out. Like he's gone. Like I don't think I could do the time difference.
No, especially for nine
Okay.
hours.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
When
So I guess he took like sleeping stuff on the plane so that he wouldn't be so jet lagged.
I've never been on a plane, so I mean that'll be fun. Uh, yeah, with me with the whole hour change when with the time zones when you go from one time zone to another, I hate that already, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Is that the one daughter that you said that loves to grab everything?
Yes. She's eating her little Cheerios and trying to grab my laptop.
Was that the one that was waving at me a lot?
Waving, yes. And I don't know if she was waving at you or herself because she can see herself on my side. There's nothing in there. There's a cup in the living room. Go get your cup.
Mm.
They're all gone. Go get your cup.
And how'd your parents react when you had your first child?
um.
I know that was probably fun.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. Well, I wasn't married when I first got pregnant with her, and that's when we moved in. Is when I found out, and then we moved into the basement and turned it into an apartment. So we had 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a living room, and a bathroom, and like even like a little laundry room. We used the storage room and had like washer dryers, everything. And then with my second, we were already having issues in our marriage. So I'm like, well, surprise. Because I left him Christmas last year in 2021. I left him. I was like, you know what? This ain't working. And I lasted 2 weeks. And then I went back because I had my and so So we got back together, whatever, and then I got pregnant again. And literally a month after I found out, I was like, we were done because it was March, and it was like the first nice day I went for a walk with my
Mm-hmm.
oldest, and he cussed me out for it. Like I went on a walk on the path at the Y, and he's like, "Who the f are you with? Where the f are you going?" And you have my daughter, but like he was like freaking out that I was cheating on him, and who was I with, and who was I talking to, like. And I was like, "Yeah, you're done. I go get your stuff and leave." Can you stop?
Jesus. I
Yeah,
mean, I know it's sad on his end because it's probably just trauma on his end, as sad as it is, but even then it's like he can't use that on
yeah.
you. Like as much as it's trauma, he's gotta trust you.
Keep it calm, but it was like over a year of that because we started dating in 2020, and 2022 he was still acting like that. Like I literally married him.
Jesus. Yeah,
So
after
that's
that long, I could see why you're like, yeah, no.
and like honestly, I didn't even want to get married. Like we were already having issues. Like, well, maybe if we were married, I wouldn't be like this. And I'm like, well, I'm already pregnant. I'm probably gonna end up with you anyway. So I was like, yeah, okay.
No,
And now look.
you just decided to just do it.
Yep.
What the hell? So his manipulation kind
Yeah.
of worked, or you just said, well, I guess so.
Yep. Well, because I was like, well, I'm already pregnant, and I'm like, it's your kid, obviously, and I'm like, probably gonna end up with you at the end of the day because I'm pregnant. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's kind
So
of
we
fucking
went
sad.
to the courthouse and we signed everything. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest love story. We got married on some lady's porch.
Excuse me, what? On some lady's porch?
It was real officiant, and I was before I told the rest of my family I was pregnant. Like only my siblings and my parents knew. And I was like, well, I better be married before I tell my grandma, or she's gonna die. So I was like, we need to get this done like today. And they got this lady or the courthouse is like, here's a list of numbers of officiants. Go ahead and give them a call. I don't know if you can get today, but you probably get it pretty soon. So we
Hmm.
called. She's like, oh, well, I just had like hip surgery and blah, 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 blah. She's like, if we were to do it, it'd have to be like at my house. We're like, yeah, okay, that works. That works. So yeah, I got married on some lady's porch.
Oh, that's probably gonna be a fun story. Just tell people, hey, yeah, if they ever
Yep.
ask you how your first marriage went, you'd be like, funnily enough, I got married on some lady's porch that I don't even know. I just had to go to.
I couldn't even tell you where that house is. Like I couldn't drive by, like, oh, right there, I got married. Like, I have no idea. And it was here in town.
And so you just said, all right, cool, we're married, and it still went rocky from there.
Yeah. Yeah, like he went super crazy right before I had my first. We got into a fight and he got into my face. He goes, and I'm gonna take that baby away from you. I was like, whoa. So I got in my car, and as I'm trying to leave, he literally put his foot under my tire, and he goes, if you run over my foot, you're gonna have to take me to the hospital, and that's the only way you're leaving. And I was like,
Jesus.
what? Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then, so the whole thing with lawyers, and I was telling my lawyer, he goes, well, did you call the cops? I go, no, but I really should have. But what
Yeah.
was I gonna say? He's not letting me leave. He put his foot under my tire.
And what
Get
the
him.
lawyers say, well, he's like, come on, man, you should have called them, or he's just like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, well, you should have. And then, like, I was like explaining everything to him. He's like, you were abused. And he's like, not physically, but emotionally and mentally. He's like, you were abused. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, damn, just like say it.
I know, like, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
but
he even said, so I did move out. I moved out of my parents' house for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I lived by without my parents. That
where'd you
we moved out
live?
to the family farm. It's out by the
Oh,
lake. And so we went out there and we were doing like it was December. So when you put like
mhm.
the saran wrap over the windows to keep the warmth in.
Yeah.
So we were doing that. Just like, wow, look at all these places where I could bury your body and nobody would ever find you. And I'm like, what?
That's what? That's what he said?
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's like, "We're so far out here, nobody could hear you scream."
What the
And I was like,
fuck?
what? Yeah. And I was like, okay, sorry.
How scared were you? Like, did you like could you even call your? I guess could even maybe call your parents and say, yeah, get me out of
Well,
here.
I didn't know if he was joking or not. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, okay. But we only lived out there for 2 weeks. And then since I had no job, he was my only source of income. He wouldn't give me anything. Like I had zero, like no money. There was no gas in my car. Like my grandma lived 3 miles from where we were, and I didn't even have a house. And I was like, and that point my daughter was only 4 months. So like if something happens, I need gas to get to town, take her to the hospital.
Why don't you apply for unemployment just to at least help you out a bit?
Well, because I quit the school. I don't even think you get unemployment if you quit.
Mm,
Don't you have to be like fired or something?
I don't know. I mean I know people that have quit and still get it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No, I don't know. I never tried, but it was ridiculous. And then, so the only money I got was the change that he would leave on the counters and like the dresser. So I would literally take that to Starbucks, and that's how I would get my treats was through change.
And he didn't care
And then
because it
he
was just
called it
change.
stealing. No, I was stealing. I was stealing his money. I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
Jesus.
Hmm.
Did your parents ever tell you like leave his ass right now, like for everything that he's doing?
No, because I never told them any of this until I left them. Like once
Wow.
I finally left them, I was like, this is why. Yeah. And they're like, what the
Ouchie.
heck? Why did you stay? Why did you tell us?
Yeah, you should have let Edge
Because I
do
really
something
truly
about it.
thought it was cool. Oh yeah, because EJ is gonna do so much.
He would. And
And
after
then now
that,
he has
after everything,
visitation.
oh yeah, I mean that's you kind of already answered
Huh?
it. You kind of already answered it with the whole visitation thing. But has he tried like getting into contact with you other than the whole visitation thing, or
Well, I got some text that like my dad's like he's trying to get you back, and I was like, well, heck no,
oh,
because
it's
he
like the
never
whole
physically beat me. But I feel like if I went back, he would.
probably.
Like it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So I'm like, no. So right now he has visitation with my youngest where he has to come into my house and see her for a minimum of 4 hours, which he's never even done. But that's on him. I've never kicked him out. And it's like really awkward. It's like really, really awkward. Like I try, but it's like, and then I can't be too nice because I'm like, you literally just did this to me.
Like it has it like has he like in your house has he tried to like win you back by like trying to be all lovey-dovey or
Well, I sit across the room from him, so I never even sit next to him, and I'm not by him, but I'm in the room. He'll start talking like, "Oh, and Arya would just love this, and I do this with her, and I do this, and yeah, we go here," and I'm like, "Do I care?" I'm like, "You brought her back in one piece, and she's alive. I don't care what you did between then."
at least there wasn't any bruises on the baby, right?
No, but during the summertime, so this is gonna be really gross. He never cleaned her properly, like her diaper. It would always come back super dirty. Like the diaper was clean, but she wasn't. So I'm
That's
like,
nasty.
what are you doing? And then everyone in my family, well, he's a boy. He doesn't know how. I go, well, if he's a boy, then he shouldn't be taking care of his daughter.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean
if that's the excuse you're gonna.
when I had my sister
And
when I had my sister when I had to take care of my sister, I she not only was she premature, so I there were steps that we still had to do to make sure, hey, she wasn't dying on us.
yeah,
I mean, even then, I still had to help my mom change her diaper, clean her really good. After she peed, still clean her, do a bunch of other stuff so she doesn't get infected and all this other fun stuff. And then as she kept getting older, just, just kept trying to do it and do it and do it. And so,
yeah, like being a guy is not an excuse.
It's
Like,
not.
I don't know. And then what else did he do? He would tell the judge that he was scared I was gonna leave the state with the kids. And I'm like, well, yeah, I go to Cheyenne all the time. I'm like, yeah, I leave the state, sure.
What did the judge say on
And so
that?
now in the parenting plan, we this ignored him. The judge like literally cared less about him. It was actually really funny that the judge gave him like the minimum like parenting time. It was like, oh, something stupid, like 8 to 3:30, and then it bumped up to like 8 to 5. And my lawyer's like, I don't know how he's not getting more time, but I'm not gonna fight it. Because
Might as well, you know. I
he's like,
mean,
he's truly not doing anything wrong. Like the judge, like judges see this every single day. Like we're just another case number to them. We're not anything special. So he's like, yeah, and he would tell me right before like a hearing, he goes, be prepared. He's probably gonna get her for the whole weekend. He's probably gonna get her overnight. And I'm like, okay, okay. And the judge is like, no, let's keep it the same. We're like, bet.
you're like, I'll work with that.
Yeah. And then he got into a new relationship literally like 2 months after we split up and then brought her to my house.
And did he say, "Hey, this
Yeah.
is my new girlfriend," or did he just kind of?
He just had her in the car. So this was before my other one was born. So I was still pregnant. And he dropped off my oldest and she was in the car with the windows rolled down. I'm like, are you serious? Like, oh, my body's not even cold yet. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then she ended up calling the cops on him for domestic violence.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, dang. I'm like, girl, I could have told you that though. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then he would post all these pictures, and then that girl had a little baby too. And all these
By
pictures,
him?
and they would go to like the death. No, 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 no,
Oh,
no. It's by another guy. But like he was more of a father to that little girl than to ours. And I was like, oh goodness. So then they broke up, and then he found a new girl.
Jesus.
Yeah, and she also had a baby and it wasn't his. And there was this whole big Facebook for her birthday, like, oh, you've made such a big impact on me, my daughter's life. And I was like, what? I'm like, I don't even know her. So then I told him, I straight up called him a hoe.
Oh, that's kind of what he
I was like,
is.
look, I go, I need to know who my daughter is going to be around. I go, I don't care who you're around, but if she's going to be around my daughter, you need to let me know at least her name. I go, because if one of these girls go crazy and kills you and takes my kid, I need to know who has my kid. He's like, okay, okay. Like, yeah, okay,
And
whatever.
he did.
Mm-mm. He hasn't told me any yet, but I also haven't seen on Facebook any yet. But he has stuff blocked. Like his cover photo is like gray and you can't even click on it to see like what it is because we're not friends on Facebook, but I still like stalk him. So I'm like, oh, who's in that cover photo?
Yeah, basically. But damn, it's kind of fucking sad that you had to go through all that.
Yeah. Like, and then I'm sorry, hold on, I'm texting my mom.
No, no, you're good.
I'm pretty sure my grandma just went up the stairs and my mom's went upstairs. um, yeah, no, it's been ridiculous. Hey mom, I think grandma just went upstairs looking for you. Okay. Um, yeah, it's been stupid. He and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a car or a place of his own. And I don't care that he doesn't have a place of his own because I don't either. But
Hmm.
he comes in like, oh yeah, this is my house and this is my address and blah blah blah. And we're like, no, it's not. Like literally every time he's come up to pick up Aria, my oldest, he's either with his sister or with his mom in their cars. Or in his work truck to see. Like he won't ever take them, but he'll come to the house and see them.
What the fuck?
So I'm like, I haven't seen your car in like a couple months.
So what you're saying is you basically married a bum.
Yeah. Who claims to have a lot of money. Like, in my defense, he had all this money everywhere and all these good jobs and everything, but I'm not really saying that.
I mean, if he can't prove it at all, then he probably didn't have anything.
Right? Well, sorry. Like,
Well,
it's ridiculous. And then he'll text me, well, let me know if you or the girls need anything. I'm like, I don't need anything from you.
like fuck you. I don't need shit.
Yeah. Oh, like, I got it. Thanks. I'm like, we're good. And then we had to go to Washington this summer because my grandma's husband died. So now she lives with us. We had to go over there to get her.
Hmm.
And it was his weekend to have Aria. So I was calling my lawyer. I go, what do I do? Do I ask him, like, hey, can I take her? Or do I tell him I am taking her? He goes, well, you have full custody. All you have to do is tell him. I was like, oh, sweet. So I text him. I go, hey, this is what's happening. These are the dates we're leaving. Blah, blah, blah. He goes, okay, that's fine. I was like, I didn't ask. I don't need it. That's fine.
Was that probably a little bit shocking? Like, what do you mean? That's fine.
Yeah. But nothing was finalized yet. So now that it is, I'm like, I bet.
Might as well. And that's what I'm scared with my sister too. Is I mean and just like my dad and my mom. I mean all of us in the house. I mean obviously I don't live with them, but we don't want my sister to go through that. We don't want my sister to find someone who's going to be like that. And same if my girlfriend and I, if if we ever have a daughter in the future, either be a son or daughter, whatever the case may be, we don't want anything like that for my sister or the child to ever go through because I've heard, I mean, not only your story, I've heard other stories, and I'm like, I don't want shit like that to happen.
Yeah, it's not the best.
But hey, I mean,
But
at
my kids
least
are really cute.
at least you not
So
only have a job and at least have something. I mean, you're going. You're not stopping. You're still going.
yeah. But at least my kids aren't like ugly. Like he gave me cute kids.
I mean, hey, there you go.
Could
I
have been
mean,
worse.
at least you're not doing meth, That could be the
Right?
worst. But I mean, hey, but
No,
I
it's been almost a year of all this.
Jesus. How long
It's
does he have visitation for?
like
Is
at
it
least
in de
so with Aria, he has her Saturday at 9 a.m. to Sunday at 5 every other weekend until
Mhm.
she's 2. And then when she's 2, he'll have that Friday to Sunday. And then with Iris, he has to come to my house to see her. And starting May, he gets her for 4 hours unsupervised, where he gets to take her out of the house.
Oof.
And then it gradually works up to where he stays. She's there as long as Aria. So
Oof.
I don't know. We'll see how that goes because she's so sensitive that I know if his family's gonna be like holding her and all over her, she's gonna come back like super red and broke out from all their clothes.
Ouchie. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. We'll pray that everything goes well and whatnot. Uh,
We're kind of hoping he just drops off, that eventually he just leaves.
Just leaves, never
Because
comes
I'd
back.
be okay with that. Yep.
Just,
Like if
I
he's
mean,
taking some other girl pregnant, we're good.
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten the last two pregnant.
That's what we said.
Because I thought you were gonna say, yeah, he
Well,
went with
this is
this
it.
chick, got her pregnant, then left her, went with another one, got her pregnant.
That's what we're waiting for because he wants a boy. He never ever wanted girls. And he would straight up tell me with my oldest that if it was a girl, it wasn't his. And like the day
What?
before I found out it was, yeah, because I had a feeling she was a girl from the very beginning. I knew she was, and I was like, okay, like real talk. I go, if it's a girl, I go, it's gonna be okay. He's like, no, it's not mine. I go, no, like legit, like it's a girl. Okay, so stop.
God
And then we
dang.
found out, and now he's like, oh, that's my daughter. daughter. I'm like, yeah, the daughter, you didn't even want it. And then with Iris, because we were together a month after I found out with her, he's like, oh, it's a boy this time. It's a boy this time. And I was still like, I don't know.
Usually,
And no, they're
uh,
both girls.
usually the gender you want is you're gonna get the opposite. Because before my sister was born, everyone, minus me, everyone's like, it's gonna be a boy, it's gonna be a boy, it's gonna be a boy. I'm like, no, it might be a girl. You never know, it might be a girl. And so I stick with the girl. Everyone else stuck with the boy, and turned out to be a girl. And she's the closest to
Oh,
me
I
out of all
wanted.
of them. She's the closest to me. Like even when
Yeah.
she was in my mom's stomach, every time I would get near, my mom said, yeah, she would kick a lot, but every time my brother was near, no. And why? Because she acts like my brother. They're those siblings that always have a feud with each other. Because with me, she's cool with, but with my brother, they always
You.
have feud. So that's it's just that brotherly, sisterly love.
And I love how the age gap is so big and they still have that brotherly sister fight.
Yeah, she just turned 10 this year. My brother turned 26 this year,
You.
and they'll still have those fights.
I love it. I've seen those TikToks like 23 me fighting with a 5-year-old. Like, yes.
Basically, that's how it is. Literally how it is.
Like, it's
But
the best.
it is. But man, I'm getting hungry, so I need to go get some food. But it was great talking to you.
Bro, same.
That was good.
Yeah. It's been forever.
Yeah, it's been, I believe, since we graduated. No, yeah, kind of like after we
Yep.
graduated, and ever since the whole seeing you in school, kind of that's kind of really the last time,
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of really the last time seen you at all, spoke anything to you.
Mm-hmm. It's been a busy year.
I mean, hey, it's a new year. Just keep striving, you know, keep striving and keep grinding,
Yep.
just like with me. Just it's like when I pass the test and become a realtor,
Oh yeah. And then
you'll
you're gonna
be
be
seeing
like,
a lot of real estate posts. You're gonna be seeing a lot of that.
yeah. It'll be super cool though. It'll be fun.
Yeah, well, and hey, if at any point something ever changes in the future, and if I'm still living in Lincoln or another state, and you need whatever happens, you need someone who can help you get a house. I got you. I got you, fam.
Right?
Or anyone else, I got you, fam. But not right now. I'm not licensed, so I can get big trouble. So I know, but alrighty, but this one will actually go out today. The
Okay.
podcast episode will go out today. You can listen to it anywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Pandora, literally everywhere. Um, the audio
Okay.
versions, what I'm gonna do is I used to just upload the video, both video on YouTube and Spotify, and then audio distributes everywhere. But I'm just gonna do audio for like Spotify and everything else, and then just keep the video on YouTube. So
Okay.
so like I said, you'll see it.
Sweet.
I'll post about it. Make sure you sign that paper because I take it serious because
Yeah, nope, I already did. You're good.
perfect. But yeah, like I said, I'll do it. I'll probably even tag you on there. And other than that, yeah, go get some food, and yeah, we'll see
You.
each other in the future. Let's see if something happens. If I get invited to a baby shower or something, because you'll have your third kid.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, alrighty. See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Tell them I said bye.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, she's running away. She doesn't care.